Well, we were going to do Burton, but they don't give catalogs out, and, well, who cares? We're going to go talk about Rome.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Rome instead.
Yeah, might as well, since we're on Nidecker brands.
Yep.
So, Bjorn has left the company, so he's riding for Cardiff Snowcraft or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that's a big one. First thing, the next thing to note is there's a new shape on the National, which you can see that on page 20.
Yep.
So, what do you think of the new shape?
I mean, sure. I don't think it needed a new shape. I don't think its shape was dated, and it's
way more clumsy.
Is it a new? It's literally just new tip shape, or is it a new side cut?
No, I think it's just a new tip shape.
Like, if it's just a new tip shape, like, all right, cool, and that's about all I really care about. I don't think it's going to affect the board really at all too much. I like the National, so.
It's an interesting board. I think there's other
throwback
stuff.
Board, in my opinion.
There's a bunch of stuff in there that I feel like it's just they've got so many boards that overlap in their line.
Yeah, Rome has a hard time with that. Yeah. They always have.
But they do have some other new things. Like there's a new board called the Warden.
Yep.
Which, what do you think of this?
I'm excited to see it. I think that was a bit of a gap in Rome's line was the Everyman's board.
And it's on a price point that's attainable.
And I think that was the big thing, is they had some stuff that you could put anybody on, except that it was 500 plus.
Right.
And so I was really excited to see them bring out a little bit more budget-friendly board that had some backbone to it. So.
Yeah, so you can see that on page 23. It's cam rocker, too. So,
yeah,
I mean,
it's supposed to be basically budget national.
Yeah.
Well, how it rides is yet to be seen, but I'm definitely excited about the prospect of that board. I think it fills a good hole in their line for sure.
So the mod got an overhaul with a new shape, but to me it really doesn't look like that new of a shape.
No, they basically mellowed out the point.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's more of like a mushroom tip.
Yeah.
So, and that is page 26 that you can see that on.
Mm-hmm.
Then next big story is they brought the agent back.
Yep.
So it took a year off,
mm-hmm.
and now it's back. Well, it didn't really.
Was it 2 years? Or
it didn't really because they had the
agent. They always had the Alec, but
this is more the standard True Twin agent. It's back. It's got the fusion camber, so it's cam rocker.
Mm-hmm.
So this thing's going to be a highly camber dominant board. That is page 29. And did you get a chance to ride that?
I did.
What'd you think?
Softer than the original agent.
Okay.
Softer than Agent Alec.
So it's more like an artifact.
It's closer to Buckshot.
Oh, great. So more overlap.
Yeah. I like the price point on it because Buckshot's like $480 and this thing I think comes in at $430.
Okay, so
the price point, the price point on it is better, but I really wish it had been a little bit stiffer. It's a good board. I like the way that it rides, but it's not what I wanted it to be with the agent coming back. I wanted it to be stiffer. I wanted it to sit in between Buckshot and National.
Gotcha.
And I haven't ridden Warden, and maybe that's what it is. Just maybe Warden is what I was hoping Agent would be. Depending on how soft Warden is. Because they need something in between National and Buckshot.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the next new thing is the Mechanic got an overhaul to new shape. That's
mm-hmm.
page 33. The Mechanic is an entry-level board. We've been trying to get one for years to review, and evidently no one ever has one in their demo fleet. Yep. So it's like they literally just make them to sell them at price points.
Yeah.
Either that or it's a really bad board and they're just afraid I'm going to shit on it.
Yeah, could be that.
It could be that.
Oh, they're not usually too afraid of us.
No, they love us.
Yeah, they do.
And then...
we love them.
We do love them. Lo-Fi got a new shape.
Yep.
So
Lo-Fi used to be like women's mod, and they basically now moved it over to women's national.
Yeah, that's page 22. Yeah, they're upgrading it to that.
Mm-hmm.
The Heist got a new shape as well for the ladies.
Yep. Which I think is more or less supposed to be women's agent now.
Yeah,
is what it kind of feels like and looks like.
I like the graphic on it too.
I think the graphics solid on it for sure. The other graphic that I think is really good is the Royal.
Yeah, I was
the
just
new
about
Royal.
I was just about to talk about that. So, the Royal, which is on page 35, so it's right across from it. But the graphics good, the shape is good. It kind of like, I want to say it's like the women's blackjack.
Yeah.
It's kind of, or Gangplank somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, one of those boards. Then there's Henning's got his Pro Model Buckshot.
Mm-hmm.
So
Stale's got his Pro Model graphic, Juan's got his, and now Alec, because the agent is actually back, Alec has a Pro Model colorway in the Ravine. And that version of the Ravine is stiffer than the regular Ravine.
It is.
It is beefed up.
Okay.
I rode it. That's the first time that I've wanted two boards in two different sizes. Or the same board in two different sizes.
Same board, two different sizes.
Yeah, because it is definitely beefier. I would say the 55 Alec is a little bit stiffer than my 58 Ravine.
Okay.
So,
and then on to bindings, we got a new binding in the Black Label, which is like their ultra premium.
Yeah, it's a statement binding.
It's a dentist binding.
Yeah, it's a dentist binding. Apparently that's a thing in the snowboard world now because
one of those goddamn dentists.
Go me! But yeah, I rode it actually, and I like the concept of doing an overmold on that high back. Having that composite up high, and then overmold it into a nylon lower. Because that nylon lower makes it not right harsh, and then they can keep all their same fancy adjustments that they're known for.
It's so funny because the way I look at that high back, I just have visions of a now.
It does have a bit of a nowish shape to it, yeah.
So,
but the binding rode good. Is it mind-blowingly good? Is it worth the money if you're a dentist?
Goddamn dentists. Yeah. If there's any dentists, I do need some work done to my mouth. So I'm just throwing that out there. Like, I'll plug you guys. It's cool. New binding in the Slice.
Yeah, I saw interesting update on Vice and Guild was pulling the strap from the crux and moving it up the line.
Oh, so they put a lower end strap on a higher end binding?
I mean, sorta. They took the Vice used to have a traditional style, like fabric stitched, foam filled strap, and now they moved it to the injected style honeycomb stuff.
Oh, that makes sense.
So it makes some sense, yeah. Crux is still in the line.
Yeah. So the Slice is new binding, injected strap, unibody construction. I guess the best way to describe it is kind of like a beefed up United, maybe. Yeah. That's like the next one. And there's a women's version in the Glade. Right. Which I think they should have called it the Dice.
Which one thing to note for all those chicks out there that feel like women's product is wimpy for some strange reason. With Rome, when you're looking at stuff like the Guild and the women's katana, the bigger size of the Guild frame is the exact same frame as the Vice. And the bigger size of the katana women's is the exact same frame as the men's katana. Okay. They literally just paint it differently. So when you're getting women's katana, that's literally an old men's katana small with the older high back. So if you're out there thinking women's product is wimpy, go get some Rome bindings and get either the Vice or katana because they're the men's bindings with just shorter high backs. That's it. So the frames are the exact same.
There wasn't any change in their boots this year that I could foreseeably see. But hey, they brought back everyday outerwear now. Yeah. Low-level outerwear. Coaches' jackets and anoraks and stuff like that.
Hell yeah. I have the riding shirt and I love it. It's sick.
Right. So
I support this stuff.
That's what Rome's got going on. Then we're going to take a look at, since we're going through Nidecker Brothers stuff, let's take a look over at
Bataleon.
Yes, Bataleon. Not to be confused with Battle Girl Lolita. No. Can't wait to see that movie. There really wasn't much. It's a lot of carryover from the from last year. Last year was a big year for them,
Mm-hmm.
and then they got the combo board binding stuff with Switchback. Then you go into Lobster, so there's the Aaron Schwartz Artist Edition, which is a party wave. You can see that on page 16 and 17. There's a new model in the Shifter, which is a soft camber board with sidekick on page 20 and 21. Then there's the new driver board on page 22 and 23, which is soft, playful, borderline urban board, so it'll probably be a little bit stiffer than a Wally from Bataleon, or else it'll be a Wally. And then there's the Lucas Beaufort Artist Edition on pages 24 and 25. So this, it's not a big year for Lobster. It's not a big year for Bataleon. They're still pushing 3BT. They're still pushing Sidekick. They're still pushing that their boards are camber. And then we're going to go into Switchback. They have that Aeron base, which is one size fits all. It was new last year. And the bigger thing is that they're just doing sets with board and binding combinations. So you had the Blow set, the Chaser set, and the Ladies Spirit set. That's everything that's going on with Lobster, Switchback, and Bataleon.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, pretty simple. Nothing really.
Yeah, they didn't. Which I've been riding a bunch of Bataleon and Lobster boards the last few days, and that 3BT that they've got coming out now is so different from the first generation that I had, and the second and the third. It's a very, very different type of ride down there these days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. That's kind of everything from Nidecker Brothers and that realm. And then
on
we've got
that side.
Then we got to go over to the Yes Now Jones side.